second year of this engine. So car's come a long way since then. That's when we learned our trans brake and stuff was messed up with the transmission, and it took us a while to fix it. But yeah, we're glad to be back. Glad to do our first super street race of the year. And if all else fails, Dad and I are booking it and heading to Mason-Dixon for Rob's race. Hopefully that won't be happening, especially when we get a Rob's race. Hopefully we'll be yelling rounds here. But we'll keep you in the loop for time runs and eliminations. The nationals, and it was a good run. I was like the third pair out. I waited, I hung back, but like everybody always takes their sweet old time getting up there. So I ended up running the left lane, and because there were more cars on the left, and I don't want to be like the first small tire car down. So I ended up running the left lane, came up 002, and went a 1091.9 at 133.6 something. So super happy switching to the taller gear and partnering with New England. Not just because it's New England and they helped us out, but like it does seem like it gave us more mile an hour. The last time we were here, which was several years ago, I want to say we were 129 to 130, 131, somewhere in that window. I'd have to pull my old data. Same engine, didn't really change anything, just changed our push rods to get our geometry right for our valve train, and put the taller gears in it. But I mean, super happy with it. We have one more time run. We're going to try to switch lanes, and then supposed to do eliminations tomorrow. Don't know if they're going to change the schedule. If they don't change the schedule, we're trying to go to the Mustang Museum. So if we do end up getting there, we'll take you along with us. Yeah, we'll keep you in the loop for our second run, and whatever happens the rest of the day, because it's NHRA, anything can happen. It's always up in the air. So super happy with the car, and yeah, thanks for following along with us. We'll see you in a bit. were done with time runs at ZMAX, made our second round around like 12:30-ish, and we were switched lanes, 003 red and a 1092.5. I didn't get the best burnout because like as soon as I got on the gas, it kind of like swung out on me. So I think that like kind of affected us up top because I lost some of my 60 foot. It did clean up, but like, I mean, cars from train tickets to 60 foot, so I think not the best burnout, kind of affected a little bit, but still it was a pretty good run. So we're gonna go in tomorrow, first round in the morning for eliminations, and yeah, keep getting ready for that. Hopefully things go well. Hopefully we have some more conditions, but we shall see. So we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Here we are, John's right left side, Cody Phillips right hand side. This is eliminations, ladies and gentlemen. You see the dial-ins on the boards at the bottom and the top end. This will be a staggered handicap start system. Our first elimination racing of the day. Cody Phillips right hand side, the A-Stock automatic Corvette. 1019, he gets to go first as Grant. We'll get Chase the big block Camaro based on Massachusetts left side, 990 the dial-in on his side. So Phillips, 2,900 difference. One champion, the 67 Camaro out of Pennsylvania. And go 11:39 on the 12 flat. Now that was sometimes some of the stuff, and down the side is Jesse Alexander of West Bend, Wisconsin, completing the burnout. Wisconsin's been a hotbed of activity this weekend. Green Bay, of course, home of the NFL draft. Watch the draft last night?
I saw clips.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've got a mixed opinion. What are they doing, man? Really? 500,000 people, you go stand in the field, just watch a bunch of guys walk across the stage.
Seemed to be working for him last night.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's a bad product. Other people want to do it, but I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, not me.
I'm coming to drag races.
Me too.
Right? Like things happen.
So let's talk just for a second again about Connor Stadler, 694.4, 199.20. I mean, this is effectively over a tenth of a second lead on the rest of the field.
Well, it's kind of honestly got me on my back foot a little bit. Because towards the end of last year, we were looking for 6-second runs and all of that stuff. We didn't have the winter break and all the development that went on, but that was an earth-shattering run. So we're going to have to go into the Red Book and to really understand the significance of that pass. But I think Connor Stadler certainly made the quickest FX modern aero
at a national event. Yes. The Blackbird X car, and you know, I think in Maryland they made runs in these 680s outside of national event competition. That now by 400s of
fire. I don't see it's not in the computer, Brian. I just see the context clues on the starting line. Yes, it's like
you're eliminating members of the family. You know, these cars run as extreme pro stockers in the NHRA organization to the 8 mile, where they will just tickle. It's only happened once, the 399 run. It was, of course, Randy Lindbunner broke that barrier last year. But these cars in the quarter mile trip we see them in, they don't make a lot of adjustments to go 8 to 4. They keep everything pretty well acclimated to each other, and it's been in order to control costs in this class. You know, there hasn't been a lot of over-the-top new parts and crazy silverheads developed beyond what exists, because people want to try to keep the budgets workable, and they want to try to keep the class even, which they have successfully done. The young Dylan Boss over here, we're going to see what he can roll out.
I'm curious to see if that continues, Phil. They're talking to gentlemen to agreement that happened a decade or so ago about, hey, let's not go too crazy with these Mountain Motor Pro stars. But once you've got Bridget Freeman, the Motorsports getting involved, the Nobile family has talked about, man, we're coming out, we're going to do some development as well. John Kazi is into the development down to them in this competition. He's motivated to get forward. So I'm excited to see if we can get some more 3-second 8 miles, the kind of performance.
For those of you unaware, in this category, as much as they are overgrown, but the bodies and the engine styles do match. So it's a giant 825 cubic inch Chevrolet wedge-style motor from Perkins. One has an 832 cubic inch, effectively overgrown version of a shotgun Kenny in his Mustang.
A big part of drag racing is fandom of manufacturing. It's just as simple as that. And you know, those of us Chevy and Pontiac fans, we don't get to root really and talk to you on the funny part, because the low car won the war.
Yes.
And if you're a Ford fan or Dodge fan and pro stock, you know, you kind of don't get to root your engine because the GM design won the war. And Mountain Motor Pro stock is still being decided.
It is still being decided.
And really, there doesn't appear to be anybody that is going to be the overall winner. Looks like we're going to battle it out.
And that is always a cool thing. If you've never seen one of these cars up close and personal, make sure you perform the service on these things. They are marvelous engines to look at.
Well, just the sheer size, I think, is shocking.
Yes.
To some people. The amount of motor, because it is massive, massive.
All right, so Dennis Burgess and Elijah Moore get ready to take the tree. So number one, he has to be better than Chris Powers at 627. Big speed so far, just shy of 224 miles per hour. So Elijah Morton takes that big 4-powered Mustang to the top of the heap, and what we saw in a Powers car. So Morton's car was stronger. John Monaco, the multi-time non-motor pro stock champion across sanctioning bodies and organizations out of Center Ridges, New York. Brad Waddle coming up on the right side out of Solomon, Kansas.
I follow John on Facebook. He's always entertaining.
John's got something to say about everything.
They're opinionated.
Everything.
You need to give me a show.
Whether it's snowmobiles, whether it's pro stock racing, there's opinions.
Yeah. He's probably pretty bummed out today.
More opinions than years.
Yeah.
He may be having a rough day.
Nothing will make you happy and turn a sad day into a happy day than getting into
The low ET.
2,000 horsepower Mountain Motor Pro Stock. Gary Haas down there on the starting line.
So for Monte Calvo, the wheelie bars being adjusted, really a guy that's been involved in this class for, I believe, the better part of definitely more than 30 years. I mean, he's been around in so many different ways. Back in the day with the Singular sponsorship for many years of the doors. Paving contractor from New York. Brad, a machinist. We still carry the Jupiter's West colors on the doors of his Mustang.
That's a good point, actually. You walked up and you just lost all credibility. It's like, wow, just like that.
Alright, so little update. It's like 1 o'clock now. We were in the lanes for first round and it started spitting on and off, and then like as soon as they were finally about to pull us, it started spitting again. So we did a whole parade back to the trailer. So now we're supposed to go out this afternoon, probably after the pros are completely done. So yeah, I'm getting burnt because it's very sunny and my sunscreen is not staying on. So I'm gonna reapply sunscreen, head over to the other side, and then hopefully run first round and do well today. We'll keep you in the loop for that. Wrapped up first round at ZMAX. It was like 7:30 or something that we ran a night. Got the win. I've had more red lights so far this year than I've had against me at least last year, probably in the last 3 years combined. I was 13. I added 13 to the box from yesterday. And I was reading the weather to be like very slow, and I guess it wasn't as slow as I thought, because I went at 85.3. But since he came up 2 thou red, I ended up getting the win. It was 88.10 thou at the stripe, which I knew was close. It was about 100th, because I'm looking over at him and I'm like, this is about 100th. So he was like an 87 something. So we're going into round 2. They're supposed to run us down to the quarterfinals tonight. So they can do just the semis and the finals tomorrow. So just got to keep it going, try to slow the car down a little bit, but hopefully not too much, and go from there. So we'll see you for round 2. Yesterday, last night, we ran second round at like 9 something, like 9:30 or something like that at night. And of all the people here in Division 2, I got the one guy that you like really don't want. There's a lot of heavy hitters here, but he's like the one that like you really don't want. So luckily I had some guidance from some of my peeps in Division 1 to help me pull that one off. So the track ended up coming around and getting a lot faster between rounds 1 and 2. At least what we found, and I ended up adding a smidge bit more delay, came up 24, he turned to 002 red, and we ended up going like an 84. Just looking at the weather, it looks like the only thing we really lost was mile an hour, not really ET. But yeah, so now we're in to Sunday for the quarterfinals. So we're gonna try to keep it rolling. Big weather change again. It's a lot cooler, although the sun's starting to come out. It's starting to get build in temperature. Got a headwinds now, so we got all the things going on. So we're just gonna try to make the best of it, because it's back to reality tomorrow, and try to race home forward. So we'll keep you in the way for the quarterfinals, and hopefully things keep going the way that they're going.
The race delay game national stock final. Yes, it'll put him in the number 18 spot. So tough break right hand side as Neil had problems, and they will back Neil out of the spot. And hopefully starting line crew will only take a couple of minutes to get that one taken care of, and we can go back to
Alright, well this is a little bit of a heartbreaking one. Just ran the quarterfinals at like 6 o'clock because we got bumped again, shocker. Car's kind of been all over the place here. Thought we had a handle on it at Maple Grove. But we were also racing, as you know, in odd conditions at Maple and odd conditions here. Fighting a lot of wind at Maple. I came in with 7 runs that were not consecutive. I had 4 runs at the first Maple session and then 3 runs at that track rental. So we came in here, and after the first 2 time runs it looked good, and then all of a sudden in the bad air the car just started picking up, and we really can't explain it because it should have been slowing down, and the car is just going faster and faster and faster, and we're leaning towards this is the reason we don't usually run this oil. So unless it's like breaking in now, we don't really know. So I think that was like our biggest issue. So the girl I raced, I knew I had a little bit more car than her, not a whole lot. So I was watching her, I shifted into third, I rolled off the gas for the whole track. I mean, like I was on the gas, but like I was probably only like 3/4 to half throttle, and hindsight being 20/20, I should have nailed the brakes, but lost sight of where she was, trying to find her, trying to find the finish line, and I ended up running a 10:89.9. So 1 thou. We were very close on the light. I was 18, she was 20. If I parked it, if I killed that 1 thou, I could have locked her out just by parking it, but I didn't park it. That was my bad. So like, lesson learned. At the end of the day, I drove 500ths off the car. Car was going to 1084, so I dropped half a tenth. Wasn't expecting to be dropping half a tenth. I knew how the race was going to look in my head, and it did not look that way on track, so that's why I knew I had to kill a lot, but I kind of also thought I killed enough, and I needed to kill 1 thou more. So we're going to be hightailing it home so I can get to work in time in the morning, changing the oil, trying to do a little bit more testing, because like we really don't have good runs. A lot of the people we raced against, a lot of these Division 2 cars, already raced multiple times this year. Some of the other people we raced against had track rentals, and we had nothing. We had 7 runs, which like most people are like, that's okay, but you're talking 7 runs with the crosswind, you're talking 7 runs with the headwind, and air that's 25 degrees cooler up at home, so like big difference. But you live and you learn. We're gonna try to do a little bit more testing and then head out for Maple Grove Divisional and hopefully have everything dialed in then, because we will not be testing at Maple Grove Divisional because I have to work. So we shall see how that goes. Hopefully we can get runs in the testing tune. That's been our biggest issue since the delay box went bad at the end of last season, which skewed all our data. Since we made a change to the throttle stop, it's been very hard to get the data on this car. So This is a game of data. Like this entire class, you have to have the data. We don't have that. So we're trying to make it. You need runs to make it. So we'll keep you in the loop for when we're testing, and we'll just keep going with it. So thanks for following along.